Andrea and I got to Milan. That's a city in the north of Italy. And it's a very, very ancient city. It was like 1,000, 2,000 years old. It's crazy. And we're here at the Archaeological Museum. And there's two things I want you to see that's really cool. I'll show you pictures from inside. Right over here is a tower. And that tower is almost 2,000 years old. It's hard to even imagine that it was so old. It was part, you can see the old Roman walls. And the city was behind the walls. So over there was the city of Milan, and out here was the outside of the city, okay? So these walls were made so that if barbarians and bad guys from the scary north, the Gauls and the Visigoths and the Goths and the Vandals and all the other guys, if they came down from the north, from Switzerland, through the Alps, from France, the Francos, the Germans, they would come and they'd have to stop at this wall, and there would be fighting, and there would be Roman soldiers up on top, and they'd be shooting arrows, and there would be the guys down here, and they'd try to get up to the tower, but they couldn't because their guys were very strong. So that's what this was over here. Okay, and it's very interesting because for many hundreds of years, this tower stood. All the other stuff that was around it got destroyed over time, fell apart, but this tower stayed. It's kind of hard to imagine that how many people saw that tower standing for thousands of years. And over here is the oldest building in Milan. It's one of the oldest buildings. This is part of the old Roman circus. Remember when we watched Ben-Hur, and Ben-Hur was going round and round the circus with his horses and the chariot? Ah! Right over there, there was a big giant circus for chariot races and for fights and all kinds of different competitions and races. And that tower, the guys would sit in that tower and watch to make sure that everyone was obeying the rules and going round and round the circles. And they would sit up in the tower and they would count. Did the chariot go around one time? Chariot goes around 2 times. And it's hard to even imagine for me how old that thing is, that it was back in the ancient Roman times. So about that time when this tower was, they were still killing Christians. Sometimes they were killing them in the circus. They would take them, and there was an emperor named Diocletian, and he hated the Christians. And here in Milan, there was a big persecution against the Christians. And they took the Christians and put them in the circus, and sometimes they would kill them. And somebody was sitting in the tower, that tower right there, and he could see down into the circus how the Christians were dying. So it's a very interesting thing to be here at this spot. And so this is some very old buildings, and your daddy is very excited. So that's that. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow we're probably going to go to the big amphitheater in Verona, and I'll tell you more about that later. But that'll be later. So good night. Have a good day. I love you, girls.